Welcome to our weekly Forex forecast, and this is for trading for the week of February 15th to the 19th, 2021. And before we go further, just wanted to wish all of you a happy Valentine's Day. Hopefully you will, everyone has a great Valentine's Day. And also quick disclaimer here before we get started, this is for educational purposes only. Trading is a risky business, so please be careful with your money. As usual, we'll start off by taking a look at our calendar here. All right, so before we dive into this, overall, just a quick look at what's been going on in the markets. So a couple of things. First of all, stimulus money, a lot of positive comments in regards to that. So that's good news for the stock markets, but not such a good news for the US dollar. Other than that, we recently we saw President Trump's impeachment, and he has been acquitted. So that's another thing. So that's passed now. So let's take a look at what's coming up in the markets or in terms of news this week here. So starting off here, Sunday, we do have it's a long weekend, actually long weekend in many places here. So China, bank holiday for the Lunar New Year, and happy Lunar New Year to you guys. If you do celebrate it, it's the year of the ox. And then in the US and Canada here as well, we have a long weekend this Monday. So expect the volume to be low, so which means we can get some exaggerated move, or sometimes markets are dead. So just keep that in mind if you're trading on Monday. And then Tuesday we have news out of the Eurozone here, ZEW economic sentiment numbers here. Other than that, we have FOMC members speaking, but nothing major. And coming up on Wednesday here, CPI numbers out of UK. So these numbers, they are expected to be in line with the previous numbers. So if that's the case, if they come in as expected, I wouldn't expect a major shift. But if they come in too low or they are positive, that will have an impact on the British pound. Also, core retail sales numbers here and CPI numbers from Canada as well. So these will be important. Core retail sales numbers here for the US. US dollar hasn't done that great in the last week. So if the numbers come in positive here, maybe those could lift up the US dollar. And then FOMC meeting minutes here. Anytime we have central bankers speaking or the numbers coming out, it does have an impact on the markets. Although at this point, pretty much everything's been said and done. They are still going to support the market. So basically, all we are hearing from the central banks these days is that they're going to continue support for the markets, which means they will continue putting money into the market. But all the central bankers are doing the same thing. So this, if that's the case, if they stay with the same policy, I wouldn't expect much to change here. On Thursday here, again, we do have ECB here. This will be important. So even though it's not marked as red, this is an important thing, just like the Fed here. So ECB monetary policy meeting accounts. At this point, like I said, central banks are not really changing anything in terms of what they're saying. So I would expect things to stay the same here as well. On Friday, we have a lot of PMI numbers here and retail sales numbers from UK as well. I would expect Friday to be a busy day in terms of the market movement. Expect volatility in the market. PMI numbers are precursors to retail sales. So if purchasing managers are buying stuff, that means they're expecting to sell things, which means we are expecting a better retail sales numbers. So these numbers are very important. Any positive numbers here will be positive for the markets, and we can see euro pound go up as a result of that. So both euro and pound will have, or UK and Europe will have the PMI numbers here on Friday. All right, so that's in terms of the news. Let's jump on to our charts. We'll start off with the euro dollar. With euro here, we see that price is still in that upward swing here. So it did come into the support level here, then price bounced off of this level, and we have seen positive move here for the euro. So I would look for a continuation higher here, potentially towards a 1.2. A 1.2180 level here, but then we may see price struggle. Currently, where the price is, it is also into important support resistance level. So I would watch out for the current level, but we could get a further move towards 1.2185. So bias here is bullish, just with caution though, because we do, as we can see, price is coming into some support resistance levels here. So bullish bias. Target is 1.2185, and this is where it could struggle. So watch out for this type of a move here. For euro dollar. All right, so pound here, pound looking quite bullish. Price has been able to move through the support resistance level, and now it's filling this move here. So these are very inefficient candles, as we can see. So looking for price to move higher here. Bias is bullish. Next target is 1.2965. So bullish bias here for pound dollar. So this is still holding on to that bullishness here. Aussie dollar here also bullish. We see that price came into the support last time and had a nice bullish pin bar here. Now looking for a continuation higher towards 0.7800, which was the top of this range that it has been trading in. And this is where we need to watch out, because this is an important support resistance level where it has struggled before. So we could get this type of a move back into the range. So that's the caution. But right now, bias is bullish. And this is our flag pattern here. So in this case, once we see a break here, we could see a further move all the way into the highs here. So that's something to keep in mind. But we have to see a break here. And until then, if it doesn't break, watch out for that move back into the range. So this is why we have to be cautious at the top of the range. So right now, bias is bullish. Just be mindful at that 0.7800 level. New Zealand dollar here. New Zealand dollar is still sideways here. It's been stuck in this range for a little while. It's been trying to break through this resistance, but has not managed to do that. So we may see a move back into the range here. So that's what I'd be careful about. I will look for a retest of the high at 0.7250, and this is where we have to be cautious. If it doesn't break, we're looking for a move back into the range. So with this one here, bias is neutral to bullish, but again, this is also in that flag formation, or it hasn't completed yet. So we have to wait for the break. But as we can see, it's sideways here. Once the price breaks through, so this is our flag formation. Once the price breaks through, then we're looking for this continuation to the upside, but it doesn't seem quite ready yet. And that's what we have to watch out for. We don't want to get ahead of it, because it can just come back into the range. So right now, neutral to bullish bias here, neutral just because it's still range bound. And once we see the break, then we'll turn bullish on that. So I'm looking for a move towards 0.7250 and then 0.7320 for New Zealand dollar. Dollar CAD here, this one is also in that flag formation, more on the bearish side here. Price has been going sideways, so bias is neutral to bearish here. So this one needs to break through the support for this continuation move to the next level here. So once we see this break, then we'll look for this continuation lower. And same thing here, same flag pattern, just in the opposite direction here. So right now, neutral to bearish, it still needs to break out through the support before we can really truly turn bearish on that, because the problem is this move could happen, right? So we could see price drop, but then go back into the range like it has done several times prior to this. So watch out for that, but bias is neutral to bearish. Next target here is 1.2620 and then 1.2520. So bearish, neutral to bearish for dollar CAD. Euro pound here, this one's been dropping nicely. Once it broke through the support that it struggled with numerous times, it has that clear downward bias right now. So bearish bias First target is 0.8720, and then we're looking for a move back towards 0.8680. So bearish bias for euro pound. Euro Swiss franc here. This one is still stuck in a range, so neutral bias here, looking for it to trade between 1.0875 and 1.0735. So this is still stuck in a range, and I'm basically expecting a range bound move here. So neutral bias here for a Euro Swiss franc. Pound Swiss franc, this one as well went through this major resistance level, and now it has a nice bullish bias here. As we can see, price has struggled with this level multiple times. It did a nice pullback here, and now looking for a further move to the upside. We could get a bit of a deeper pullback towards 1.2235 level, and then a further move. So keep that in mind. But right now, looking bullish. And in terms of our targets here, we are looking at 1.2400. So this is a nice level. That's the next one, and 1.2470, but it could go all the way into this 1.2535 level. So bias here is bullish for pound Swiss franc. Dollar Swiss franc here, this one also range bound here. As we can see, price rejected the resistance, and now we are back into the support level here. And looking for a move lower towards 0.8840. So neutral to bearish bias here for dollar Swiss franc. Pound yen here, this one as well broke through this major resistance level, now looking quite bullish. This is where we are. It broke through this resistance, did a nice back test, and now looking for a move further here, and target is 146.80. So bullish bias for pound yen. Next one here, euro yen here. This one is pushing into the resistance, still looking a little range bound here. So neutral to bullish bias here. We're looking for, or we're waiting for price to break through this resistance. And once it does that, then it will turn bullish. So right now it's right into this resistance level, but it has to close on the other side. I will look for a daily close on the other side. And then we're looking for a further move higher with this one. So bias is bullish. 128.50 is the first target, 129.20 is the second target. Dollar yen here, this one as well, neutral here. As we can see, price got stuck into this important support resistance level. It has struggled with this previously. So neutral to bearish bias here, we could get a move back, towards the support level here. So bearish bias, or neutral to bearish, I would say. Watch out for the support level though. So this is an important level where it's at. So if it doesn't break this, this one could just be a pullback for a continuation higher. So I would watch out for that. So yen and dollar are both weak right now. Market has been very bullish right now. It's interesting times in the markets overall. Everything is looking bullish, regardless of what kind of asset class you're looking at. There's this underlying positive sentiments across the board, which is a little strange considering what the world is going through. But this is how market behaves. So we will keep an eye on it. I would just caution against being super bullish on anything right now, because we are at all-time highs and everything feels like it's in a bubble right now. So just bear that in mind. We still need to trade and so forth, but just be cautious as to how much optimism we put into things, because we could be in for a bit of a harsh reality. But anyway, regardless of that, what I'm looking for here is a retest of 104.40. If it holds, then we're likely to see a further move higher. But once it crosses through the support, then I would target the lower levels. So for now, neutral bias for dollar yen. Aussie yen breaking through this resistance, looking bullish here. So this one, again, similar to what we had for Aussie dollar, we have this flag formation. Price is broken through this resistance now, so we're looking for this move higher for Aussie yen as well. So bias here is bullish. In terms of our target here, we're looking at 82.20, then 83.20, and finally all the way up into, it could probably go all the way into 84.50, but before that, we have this 83.80. So basically looking for a bullish move higher here. So this is our flag formation. So this is bullish flag and it's breaking out. So looking for a continuation move higher for Aussie yen here. New Zealand yen here. This one is a neutral. So with this, we saw that price broke through this resistance. This one also had a flag formation here. Price broke through this resistance, and now it's into the top here. And bias is neutral right now. The candle close for the week is neutral. It's not very bullish. So in this case, we could see this one here. So watch out for that. Neutral bias for this one. I'd be cautious right into this resistance. Once it closes on the other side, then we could see a move higher at 70 towards 77.50. But until then, we could get a drop here back into the range. So watch out for that. And I will look for a pullback towards 74.85. So neutral bias for New Zealand yen. CAD yen here, this one's looking bullish. This as well was trading in a range. It's finally gotten through that resistance here. So here we are. We have a nice bullish pin bar here. So looking for a move further here towards 83 and then 83.50. So bias here is bullish and we are filling this candle now. So I will look for a further move to the upside. And this is the same pattern here. We are seeing a lot of flag pattern. Price broke through and now we're looking for a continuation move to the upside here. So bias here is bullish. All right, so let's move on to our commodities. Silver here. Silver, a bit of a positive move here in silver, but I'd be cautious here because we could get a further decline here back towards 25.90. So watch out for that in terms of a pullback. So it has pulled back, but it could go a little higher towards 28, and then we may see a drop here. So watch out for that. In this case, basically something like this, or we could see a return right from where it is and a drop from here. So neutral bias right now. I'm not bullish or bearish on this one here. I think we may just see a drop back towards the support level towards 25.90. So neutral bias for silver. Gold here is looking bearish. It is still trading in this range. We had a nice bearish close for the weekly previous week. Now we see that price retested higher, did a back test here of this support resistance level, and now it is dropping. So looking for a further move lower here. So nice back test, and now we're looking for a further drop towards the support here at 1772. So bias here is bearish for gold, targeted 1772. Oil here looking super bullish with all the positive sentiment in the market. Oil is following along. So oil turns positive with the market just because with things with positive sentiment, it also means that there'll be more demand of oil as things open up. So this is looking quite bullish still. So we have a similar flag pattern here as well. Price broke through. Now I'm looking for a continuation move higher. 61 is the first target and 63.20 will be the next target. So bias is bullish for oil. Copper here, same pattern again. We had a flag pattern, bullish flag pattern. Price is finally broken through this resistance and looking quite bullish here. So this is our flag pattern. So looking for a further move to the upside. In this case, the target, we are in all-time highs here again. So market is quite a little out of whack, I would say. So 3.83 is the next target. So bullish bias here for copper as well. Bitcoin had quite a move this was also doing that bullish flag pattern, and once it got through the resistance here, quite a bullish move for our Bitcoin. And in terms of our current price, 8.9 thousand. So looking quite bullish here. Now that it has gone through this resistance, I will look for a further move to the upside. Again, watch out for these super high valuation levels here, pretty much across everything. But with Bitcoin, there has been a lot of positive developments in terms of adoption for Bitcoin. So we heard Tesla, Elon Musk, buying Bitcoin, and there were other talks of other hedge funds getting into Bitcoin. And MasterCard, there was news that MasterCard will also start accepting it. PayPal saying that they will start accepting Bitcoin. So a lot of adoption, and as a result of that, we are seeing a big move to the upside. It is a meteoric rise, so watch out for it. But right now, it still has that big positive momentum, so looking for a further move to the upside. And now we are, of course, shooting for that target 50,000, and then we're looking at 52, I would say, will be the next one higher. So bias here is definitely bullish for Bitcoin. All right, S&P 500. Again, we have broken through this resistance, and now this is looking very bullish. A lot of positive stuff with the further stimulus and all that. So still looking bullish. 40,200 is the next target for S&P 500. NASDAQ, same thing here. Price is broken through this resistance. So looking for 14,000 as the next level here. So bias is very, very bullish. Very solid bullish close for the week. So looking for a further move to the upside here for NASDAQ as well. 14,000 will be the next target. And of course, Dow Jones here, same thing. Price is broken through this resistance, looking quite bullish here. And next target, I will look at 32,000. So bullish bias for Dow Jones as well. DAX here, DAX did come back into the range, and now we see a rejection here. So we could see a further move in this one here as well. Next target would be 14,300 for DAX. So bullish bias there as well. FTSE also wanting to push higher here. 6680 will be the first target to the upside. And then we're looking at 6780. So bullish bias for FTSE as well. And of course, Nikkei is shooting through the roof again. So looking very, very bullish here. And, you know, like they say, animal spirits have taken over the markets. So that's what we are seeing, a very, very bullish bias here for Nikkei. So 30,300 will be the next target here. So overall, all the stock markets looking very, very bullish. It just worries me a little bit how bullish everything is, but that's what we have right now. So you guys have a wonderful trading week. I will be doing the daily analysis, or we'll start doing the daily analysis again this week. So keep an eye out for that. But other than that, have a wonderful trading week, and I will see you next time. Oh, and news about my knee. I am recovering. Thank you guys for thank you for everybody who sent me positive wishes. Thank you so much. Yes, I was in the hospital for a surgery, but I am back in recovery now. So hopefully things will work out well. Bye for now.